Hi, welcome to Moments with Mimi, and we're going to talk about good intentions today. The road to hell is paved in good intentions. Each brick is a good intention. So what exactly is a good intention? Well, that is somebody's good. Somebody thinks this is good, and then they judge. And all the rest of you need to do this too, because this is what's good. And they can be very passionate about it because they truly believe that is good. And for them, that is good, but it's now been taken too far, and you judge everybody else in the room who's not like you, and therefore a good intention is really believing that you're better than another, or that there are people who are better than or less than you. And that's just not true, because there's only you. So now you're hurting yourself, and you're going to get spanked. And welcome to hell. It's not rocket science, but it tends to escape your notice because you are caught up in your good intention. So, there's people, and it's not even just people. It's as we become one, and you can see all the neural pathways in the internet. That's the physical manifestation of it, that there's only one mind, there's only one consciousness, there's only one imagination. And so you see this with individuals, not so much anymore, but you do in your everyday life, but more in, groups, non-governmental organizations, also known as NGOs. And this is just a group that has determined this is how the world needs to be. And we know it's best, so we have the money, and we're going to throw this money out here to try to make everybody be the way we think they should be. Well, you're just sowing the seeds of your own spanking, so, go for it, you'll learn. But the rest of us who are, seeing that, there's two responses to it. There's the objective response, and you see that in people rioting, you see against a government, you see that with people attacking and maligning the ones that are in charge of these groups. And, we all do it. We do. That's how you find your way to these laws. So their role is really perfect. That, they're the best bad guy ever. I mean, have you ever watched John Sims playing the Master? I mean, come on. Who's better than that?
Because you are traitors. Yes, you are! As soon as you saw the vote swinging my way, you abandoned your parties and you jumped on the Saxon bandwagon. So, this is your reward.
Excuse me, Prime Minister. Do you mind my asking, what is that?
A gas mask.
I beg your pardon?
It's a gas mask.
Yes, but, why are you wearing it?
Oh, because of the gas.
I'm sorry?
Because of the gas.
What gas?
This gas.
You're insane!
I just love the Master. He's such a great bad guy because in this course of the story, you learn his backstory, you learn how he came to be the way he is, and you understand why the Doctor loves him so much, even though it's his nemesis. And that's kind of what's going on here. A good intention, someone means well. Vegans, for example, they mean well. They think that, this is what's best, and so they want it for everybody. So then they get upset at the meat eaters, and this is judging. They're just judging. That's all they're doing. They've taken what's a good for them and then judged others to be less than them because they're not like them. And they justify their actions through the objective lens that they're looking through. So, for example, they'll say, well, you're hurting the animal and you can hear them screaming, and this is no way to kill an animal, and, for food, and you can just take a plant. Well, guess what? It all comes from the same place, and just because they can't hear the plant screaming, the plant is screaming. Science has proven this. The plants are conscious. And when, for example, a plant is not in good soil, then aphids come. And when aphids come, the plant starts screaming, help, help, help me. There's aphids, help. And who comes? The black ants and the ladybugs. And they come swooping in and they eat up all the aphids. That's how it works. That's consciousness. And so, it really doesn't matter if you like beef or pork or plants. It doesn't matter. But you don't get to take what you think is good and try to force it on another. And that's what these global organizations are. They're just a manifestation of that. It's the same thing. So, for example, we set up the UN, and the hope was that this would be a place where we could discuss, raising up humanity and taking steps to do that. Well, it doesn't work like that, because now you're forcing somebody to do something that in their mind there's nothing wrong with it. And so a good example of this is the American Civil War, any Civil War, the War of Roses, the 100-Year War, 30 Years War. There's a billion of them. But it's never about resources. It's never about taking land, and it's not about religion in the sense of, you got, it's about belief. You got to believe. You got to believe me. Okay? I'm the winner, so you got to believe what I say. And then it becomes that story. So in the age of the internet, you can now escape that story that you've been told all your life and see all the other stories. So let's take a look at World War II. When I was young, I used to ask my dad, how is it the good German people let this happen? And he said they had a moment. They call it Crystal Night. Go read about it. And I did. And it just brought tears to my eyes. That was their moment. That was their moment to say, no, I don't accept this. This is not gonna happen. It's not okay for you to take the butcher that I've been going to for the last 10 years because you don't like his religion, or you don't like those people. You think they're less than. He's my butcher. He's wonderful. He's my doctor. He's my lawyer. And this is not okay for you to drag them out in the middle of the night. So what happened? They dragged them out in the middle of the night, and to shut up everybody, they gave them the stuff that those people had. Because they weren't going to need it anymore. They knew they weren't coming back. And instead of saying, no, I don't accept this, they accepted it. And this is the objective side coming out. The turning away from that little voice inside you that's saying, no, this is not okay. This is not okay. And once you learn the laws and you realize it's your world, that's not okay. Before I completely understood all this, when I had just started reading Neville, I was on a social website, and somebody was going on and on about the gassing of the children in Syria and what a monster Assad was. And this was one of those things, you didn't think about it, you just did it. Okay, I didn't think about it. I just started. And what I wrote was, so you like genocide? It's okay as long as it's not gassing. It's okay that in Rwanda they used clubs and sticks, and that's okay because it wasn't gas. Because you associate gas with the Holocaust, and that was just way worse than any other genocide out there. Genocide's been going on forever, and it never works. I've been trying to kill the Kurds off forever. The Kurds are still there. Genocide. You tried to kill all the Jews. Did you kill all the Jews? No, you didn't. Tried to kill a bunch of Germans. Did you get rid of them all? No, you didn't. This has been going on forever. Genocide is not okay. I don't accept that. We don't do that anymore. That is so last millennium. That millennium is nothing but war. The last 1,000 years have been nothing but one war after another. And this is the limit of contraction for the one man. Those days are over. A lot of people don't understand what December 21st, 2012 actually meant. 12, 12, 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3, 3, 3. 3, God, plus 3, man, plus 3 equals God and man. God and man is rising. This is what it meant. This is what it means. We've turned the corner, and now we're becoming the Sphinx. Humanity is. They're starting to snap to all this stuff. We all know that if you sing a high note of C, it will shatter a glass. Well, what makes you think sound doesn't move stuff? It does. We all know it does. Don't you see that glass jumping around with the drums? Yeah, you do. And if you put a bunch of metronomes on the table, and most of them are going, one beat, and you set another one to a different beat, it will align itself with the others. If you've ever read about prions are like proteins in the brain, and they're like this, and they go around like this. And then one will mutate. And then when it gets up next to a healthy one, the healthy one mutates. This is how you get Alzheimer's. This prion being like this instead of this. And then it makes a hole in your head and it fills up with calcium. And that's what Alzheimer's is. And you can read about it. I read about it in the Scientific Journal. And the interesting thing about it was this part. The other one influenced the other one until the other one said, okay, I'm going to be like you. Do-do-do-do-do. So it's a choice. It's a choice. You don't have to join in. And it really doesn't matter what it is. I mean, I said veganism. All isms are traps. I don't care what it is. All isms are traps. Yes, including autism. There is no autism. There's nothing wrong. When people have a child born to them with Down syndrome and things like this, that baby is pure love. That person is nothing but pure love. We all know it. We all know it. So, you know, doctors will do these tests on you and tell you, oh, well, you know, the probability is very high that your child has Down syndrome. Well, now you're worried about it, now for sure it's going to happen because that's what you're thinking. And you're making a decision because he told you that so you could get rid of the baby if you wanted to. Your life would be so hard. No, it'd be filled with such joy. That is a love child. It's nothing but love. So, you know, an autistic child is frustrated. He wants to communicate. He's extremely intelligent. And it's the parent. It's the parent that thinks something's wrong with them or they're just not normal, and it's reflected in the child. So then you get these organizations, we're going to fight autism, and that perpetuates the cycle. And you think you're doing good. You think you're helping people with autistic children. And all you're doing is enabling them to keep having the problem. I don't think that's very helpful. And that's just me. You know, and I think a lot of people are coming to that conclusion. I don't need a Council of Foreign Relations to tell me how to trade with people. And I don't need, you know, corporations and government media joining together to shove objective man's opinion down my throat. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you do. That's up to you. You do what you've got to do. Everybody does. But in my world, you're nothing. You mean nothing. You don't affect my life at all. I'm not listening to you. It's pretty simple. So it's hard when you're hit with a sea of facts constantly in your face. And then if you start listening carefully, you come to realize that it's just a story. It's all a story. They tell you it's a story. And there's only you here. And, you know, you remember that scene in Taxi where Robert De Niro goes, you know, you talking to me? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. You're talking to you all the time, and you are the only one here. So it behooves you, as you have these things come into your consciousness, do I accept that? No. I don't. Or yes, I do. I love that. I love that. I like that. Yeah. And then as you do this, your world begins to change and you stop seeing these things. And so does a lot of other people. You know, it's an ineffable plan. You don't really know how it all is going to end, only that God and man become one. And it just, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You can't stop it. And all this conflict and this screaming and yelling, all that is so that you get sick of it and say, no more. Like Doctor Who, no more. No more. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. Dialects and Time Lords, you're both crazy. It's the same thing like in Good Omens. Heaven and hell, you're both crazy. You want to have a war to see which group is better? What? I'm too busy making my own stories to deal with y'all and your stories. Y'all are silly. Go away. And then, comes that moment, that Adam moment, where we look at objective world and say, you don't rule me. You're not my father. And you never will be. And it all changes. So it's like, I don't care that the rest of the world thinks they have to work for a living and they have to earn a living. You are not my father. I am here to be a messenger, the best messenger I can be. And my father is my imagination, and I divinely compensate me in a wonderful way. Now, my imagination figures that out. I don't have to worry about it. It's all good. You can't start from perfect and think you can make it better. It's perfect. There's nothing better than perfect. And that's what we've been doing. This consciousness is perfect. Oh, well, we gotta fix this and we gotta fix that and we gotta do this and we gotta do that. No, you don't. No, you don't. How can you make perfect more perfect? It's like the climate. People who scream about the climate. The climate, that's Chicken Little. That's the story of Chicken Little being played out. It's boring. It's old as dirt. Duh. There's nothing wrong with the climate. No, the sky's not falling. Hey, Harvard, Bill Gates, sorry. We don't need you to go around putting whatever you think you need to put into the sky to save us from the sun. Think about what they're saying. They want, don't look at the sun. Don't be out in the sun. Cover yourself. Yeah, we know the sun gives you vitamin D, but we'll shove vitamin D into the milk so you don't have to worry about that. So put on sunscreen. Oh yeah, the sunscreen burns your skin because of all the chemicals, but you still need it because of the sun. Because the sun's going to hurt you. What? What? No, it's not. Maybe I just don't want to get tanned, but, it's not going to hurt me. Oh, well, the air is hurting you. It's full of pollution. It's going to hurt you. No, it's not. No, it's not. No one likes to breathe dirty air. So they cleaned it up because it was the right thing to do. No one really made them go do it. But then somebody said, oh, look, we're not doing enough. And we've got to make this group that determines if you're doing enough or not. What? Nobody likes to breathe dirty air. Okay? We learned that. China's learning that. India's learning that. They will learn. You don't have to do a thing. We don't need groups to punish others for not doing as they say. What they say doesn't matter. So, it's really all about love and trade. And anything else that gets in the way of that is objective man talking. We're here to love what we do and exchange what we do with each other. You get to try it, and if you don't like it, that's fine. You put it aside, don't think of it anymore, and go try something else. Money does make the world go around, and money is a physical manifestation of love. You are exchanging love for ideas. Money is love. And what most people don't understand is when you get down to the lowest common denominator, it's all love. Our Father laid his life down for you. There is nothing greater than laying your life down for another. Imitate your Father. He laid his life down for you. Now you lay your life down for another. That person is not homeless. That man who believed that is now dead. That person is a queen. Look how beautiful she is. Isn't it wonderful? And these are the things that when you know the laws and you understand the laws, and you stop being so self-absorbed in, your own whatever, it's more about go take care of your babies. Everything's taken care of here at home. Now go take care of your babies. Everyone's your baby. They're all your babies. You were made aware of them, and whether you knew it or not at the time, it doesn't matter. They're your babies. So take care of your babies, and in turn, you're taking care of yourself. And it's all good. It's all very good. It's law. Law has no exceptions. Rules have exceptions. Man's laws have exceptions because they're not law. There's only 12 laws of mind. That's it. And what it all boils down to is just love. Love yourself. Make it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Love you. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps. And remember, a good intention is somebody else's good trying to be forced on you. You may like it. It may be your good. That's fine. But don't try to force your good on others. Just go within, change whatever needs to be changed, and let the rest be. It's all good. It's all very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being you. Blessings to you.